Yo, 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 what's the dealio, man? Listen, we doing something a little different, right? You already know it's gonna be a banger, right? But I want you to understand this right here. I want to give you some soul food today, all right? Anytime that I'm a really, talk from the heart and give you guys some real shit, we gonna call it soul food, right? I'm here to feed your soul and your spirit, right? So in this video, what I want to do is I want to talk about 7 ways you know that you got a breakthrough coming, right? 7 ways you know that the breakthrough is about to happen, right? You ever been feeling like you just been working? You on this journey and nothing is going right, and you like, when is it gonna happen? Well, in this video, I'm gonna tell you, right? I'm gonna break this down for you. You're gonna be able to identify with this, all right? So, first things first, man. You know when you got a breakthrough coming on the horizon on the way is when you feel an immense amount of pressure, right? So this is usually like the first sign, that first inkling, that first indication, right? When you feel an immense amount of pressure, you know you on the right path. You know that you're walking towards your breakthrough, right? And the reason is because you chosen. You chosen. Hear what I'm saying? You are chosen. You the one. I want you to say this, right? Put this in the comments. I'm the one. You the one. Because if you didn't feel this pressure, that's less purpose for you, right? To what do they say? Heavy is the head that wear the crown, right? You said you wanted to do something that was big. You said you wanted to do something that was powerful. It's going to come with the pressure, all right? That pressure is going to come. Whether you're a man or a woman, it don't matter. If you are saying that you want to do something that not a lot of people from your family has done, not a lot of people that you've seen has done, listen, you're going to feel the pressure, all right? So you're on the right path, okay? The next way you know that you on the right path and you got a breakthrough coming is when you stop caring about the vanity, all right? Because I want you to understand, right? What do they say? Pressure busts pipes, but it also make diamonds, right? So there is an evolutionary process that you got to go through in order to experience your breakthrough. You don't have a breakthrough without evolving. You don't have a breakthrough without going through pressure. You don't have a breakthrough without going through a process, right? So this is a part of your evolution. Once you start to stop caring about the vanity, that's when you know you breaking through. You already breaking through. And you about to start getting things in your life that you never got before, right? Because the old you used to care about the vanity, the bullshit, the materialism, the consumerism, just the stupid stuff that's wasting time, right? But when you stop caring about the vanity, when you stop caring about it, this gonna be a sign to you to be like, ooh, I'm evolving. And the more you evolve, the more you break through. We breaking barriers over here, right? So once you start to see and feel that, man, this shit don't feel the same to me no more. I used to like going out to the clubs. I don't care about it no more. I used to like trying to go to the mall and buy the freshest pair of J's. I don't even care about that no more. I'm trying to master stocks. I'm trying to invest into my business. I'm trying to invest into my marketing. Instead of me trying to go get $200 on these pair of shoes, or instead of me trying to go blow $500, $1,000 this weekend on going out, right? Let me go take that same amount of money and let me go figure out how I could flip this money, right? When you start getting on that level, on that frequency, your breakthrough is coming, all right? Your breakthrough is coming. The next way you know that your breakthrough is coming is when the pain don't scare you no more. When the bullshit don't scare you no more, right? You ever been on an evolutionary journey and like in the beginning, you used to get overwhelmed by things? You used to be afraid to have to face certain things. But once you get to the point where it don't scare you no more, you don't really feel overwhelmed no more. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Your breakthrough is coming. You know why your breakthrough is coming? Is because you evolving. You starting to operate on a different frequency. And when you operate on that different frequency, it's like the world opens up for you. Right? The world opens up for you. So once you stop being afraid, and once you start seeing that what you used to be afraid of, you're no longer afraid of, you like, come on, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. Once you get to that level, oh, I want you to understand your breakthrough is coming. All right? Your breakthrough is coming. The next one, when you have become the master of your habits. I'm going to say it one more time. When you have become the master of your habits, I want you to think about something real quick, right? You wake up. What do you do when you wake up? What's your routine, right? If you saying I want to be the first multimillionaire in my family, what's your current routine versus what your routine was back in the day, right? We've all had to grow, but I want you to understand what got you here won't get you there, okay? And what got you there in the past is not the same thing that got you here. So once you start to see yourself mastering your habits, that's when you know your breakthrough is coming, because you're leaving your old self behind. You're leaving your old self behind. Hear what I'm saying? Once you start to see and understand that you are mastering your habits, your morning routine, you ain't eating the same bullshit that you was eating, right? You ain't waking up and saying, man, I don't want to go to the gym. You going. You ain't saying that I don't want to read. You reading, right? You ain't saying that you want to spend money. You investing. Once you start to master your habits and start to live above the bullshit, that's when you know your breakthrough is coming. That's when you know your breakthrough is coming. All right? The next way you know that you got a breakthrough coming, when you start to feel and see the spiritual signs. When you start to feel and see the spiritual signs, right? When you start to tap into the your spiritual self. When you start to really, detach yourself from the earthly things, the earthly shit, right? When you start to really tap into the spiritual side of this whole existence, and you start to see the things that not everybody can see, and you start to feel your way through life, that's when you know you got a breakthrough coming, right? Because I want you to understand this. Life is a feeling process. I'm going to say it one more time. Life is a feeling process. You could feel your way through life. It's not like you wake up, you get the answers, and that's it. No. You got to feel your way through life. And a lot of times people, they run away from feeling their way through life, right? Because they always want to have these concrete, proven things for them to move forward. But when you start to feel yourself, right? When you start to feel yourself and you start to feel the signs that you know the Most High in the universe is sending to you, that's when you know that you got a breakthrough coming, because you're paying attention and you're becoming keenly aware of what the Most High and what God and what the universe is trying to show you. And when you start making decisions based off of that, that's when it's going to hit for you. That's when it's going to really, really, really hit for you. All right. So I want you to understand that when you start feeling and seeing the spiritual signs and you start paying attention to it, that's when you know your breakthrough is coming. All right. The next one. All right. When you can see the difference between your past self and your current self. When you could blatantly see who you are right now and who you used to be, that's when you know your breakthrough is coming. That's when you know you're there. That's when you know big things are about to happen in your life. You know why? Because you're not the same person. When you're not the same person, that's when you're going to get a different result. That's when you're going to get a different result. When you realize, oh, I evolved. I do see that I'm doing different things. I do see that I'm thinking differently. And when you do different, you experience different. You get different. So when you start to see the difference between your past self and your current self, you gonna break through, and let me tell you why. Because you're gonna get excited and realize, oh shit, if I could see the difference between my past self and my current self, I could predict my future self based on where I'm currently at. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. All right. And the last way you know you got a breakthrough. All right. When you stop caring about the result. When you stop caring about the result, ooh, and you learn how to get content and be content and live in the moment and live in the process and live in the present, that's when your breakthrough is here. Your breakthrough is here. Because let me tell you something. The past don't exist and the future don't exist. The present creates your future. The things you say right now create your future. The things you write right now create your future. The things you do right now create your future. So when you stop worrying about the result and you start tapping in and focusing on the now, and you get content with wherever you at in your life, that's when your breakthrough happens. It's simple. It's like magic. It's like magic. I could go on and on about this, but I want you guys to understand, if you didn't realize what I just did, I just broke it down for you on how to break your own barriers. Because we always think that a breakthrough is something that comes to us. No, you create your own breakthrough. Woo-hoo! You create your own breakthrough. When I was younger, I used to think that I was waiting on this magical thing to happen, right? No, I was the thing that had to happen. You are the thing that has to happen. So understand what I'm saying, all right? This is how you know when you got a breakthrough coming, when you look in the mirror and you break through yourself. All right? So listen, I just wanted to give you some soul food today. All right? I want to give you some soul food today. We're gonna trade the stocks. We're gonna make the money in the stock market. But I want to come here and continue to pour into your spirit and your soul. Because that's what this is really about. My goal is to not only help people make money and make millionaires, but also I want to change who you are on a cellular level for the better. All right? So I hope that made sense, and I hope that helped you out. All right? Be sure to let me know what you liked in the comments. All right? And like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head. Go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.